Record progress.
Shabbat Shalom. Shankwil Yah One Vision Ministry. I want to continue on this social studies, but this one right here, context is everything. That's the focus on this. Abiyah, I thank you for this Shabbat. I thank you for this opportunity to come forth. May your word edify those that hear, even me, the one that's attempting to speak, or that's speaking in your name. May the will of Yahuwah be on this earth as it is in the Shamayim. May edification come forth and also the reasoning, the opportunity for iron to sharpen iron in a respectful manner so that we may grow together due to the rubbing off or the cutting away of the extra limbs, the dead limbs, so that new growth, strong growth can come about for your nation. Let us enjoy this day of rest, but also let us convocate and come together. Yada Yahuwah. So I've been lately I've seen a lot of teachers that are very affluent in the Hebrew language come against the whole Deuteronomy 28 um information about being carried here on ships and saying now these people are basically here in America and they claim themselves as Israel, but they say the whole Deuteronomy 28 carried away to Egypt in ships does not correlate or fit. And they mention about a time frame where they were brought back to Mizraim or Egypt in ships. They ignore that the word Egypt in itself means land of bondage, that the real land was called Mizraim, but Egypt itself means land of bondage. The 400-year prophecy that was given to Abraham when they went into Egypt, many will say that, well, that is that 400 years, but it says in affliction. And so you would have to look at the time that Joseph was there in bondage, but then Joseph came and was put into rulership. And so majority of his life was in rulership there, not in affliction. Then you would have to count the times that was after that where they were put in affliction, and you come up to more like 330, something like that, years. Is not 400 years. But let's go to Deuteronomy 28. That's where we're going to go because there was another time, I guess they say that, the Yahudims were carried by ship back to Egypt, but it definitely was not a 400-year period. And some of these other things that I'm going to bring forth, they cannot line up with that. I would love for them to show that lineup, but let's go. I want to deal with this. I'm gonna go with this, and I also want to show some other things because this is social studies. So I want to show you that not just with the context, there's a lot of deception that's been going on that has us in a position that we don't comprehend clearly as a people. You may have individuals comprehending it, but as a people, we don't get this. In this land, we're called black. Where did that word come from? It's not even as ancient and old as our heritage. I say that word is a curse that was given on us. See, this land has a language and it's based on spelling and spells. So they've cursed us and placed something on us that does not really befit who we truly are. They've mocked us. I'm going to show the word negus. If you say it in a mocking way, niggas, then yes, it kind of has a connotation on it that's not fitting what the original word means. Negus is royalty, but let's go. Let's go to what I'm wanting to share here. So I'm going to start us off sharing my screen. All right. So starting off, I'm gonna just jump in and look at Deborah or Deuteronomy 28, but I'm gonna start off at 49. And it says, Yahuwah shall bring a nation against you from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies. See, I've been born and raised in America, and I recognize this is the land of the eagle, a nation whose language you shall not understand. I'm gonna have to get into that a little bit because seriously, even when Yosef went into Egypt and when his brothers came and was coming to get grain and stuff, they had a dialogue. So they understood each other. There was not a loss of dialogue. I don't know about Egypt being with the eagle flies or whatever, but they had a there was no language barrier. So to think that they would go there again and there would be a language barrier. And see, many ignore Yahusha was he as a child was brought into Egypt to hide. There has been close relationship between Egypt and Israel or Yahudims since the time of Moses. Even when there's been adversity, there's no way that you could tell me that they would not comprehend that language or they would not have some connection to be able to dialogue and understand one another. This is talking about someone from afar. If you look at any map, you see that Israel is so close to Egypt or the land that's Mizraim. They're like neighbors almost. They're right by each other. That does not correlate with this being false. But let me jump here. Let me jump because I'm gonna stop sharing this, and I want to share something else a little bit that where I'm going. Let me see. Here it goes. All right, same verse, but I want to key in on the Hebrew terms so that this nation H1471 is Goyim. So it's other people. But I'm not really going there. This who's is Ashar or 836, but we'll specifically go here to tongue 3956. H 3956. Let me share my screen again. Coming back to where I was originally. And then let me see. All right. All right. Boom. All right. It's LaShawn or a tongue, I think. Yep, there you go. 3956, LaShawn. Let me close that out. Says the tongue of man or animals, usually literally as the instrument of licking, eating, or speech. and figuratively speech, an ingot or a fork or flame, a cup of water. So it's dealing with speech. Let's go back. Go back over here. It's going to be a little process, so forgive me for that, but let's roll. So, dealing with speech. Thou shalt not. 3808. This is low. So this is just no, not. But still, let me show you. Let me show you so that I'm not just, saying something. I'm going to actually go to it and show it. Low. 3808. Simple or absolute negation, not. But by implication, no. So speech, no. And let's go back, stop again, and go back to show it again. I know, tedious process, but we're getting it done. Understand, Shama. Most people know Shama, H8085, H8085. Let's go. And then I can let them go for a minute. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, right here. Shama. Right. To hear intelligently, often with implication of attention, obedience, etc. Cause causatively to tell. Shama. So again, when you're dealing with it, the tongue, they were not able to hear intelligently. They couldn't understand it. So the English on that is pretty good. The translation is pretty good. So let's go right back to it. Yahuwah shall bring a nation against you from afar, from the end of the earth, not right next to you, as swift as an eagle flies, a nation whose language you shall not understand. Now, I'm gonna jump down to the one that most people you know say that it's a problem with. And Yahuwah shall bring you back to Mizraim in ships, by a way of which I said to you, you are never to see it again, and there you shall be sold to your enemies as male and female servants, no one to buy. Mizraim. Let's go play with I want to cherry pick some things for the context. All of this is together, supposed to be together. Yahuwah brings you and the sovereign who you have set over you to a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known. They knew Mizraim. And there you shall serve other mighty ones, wood and stone. Again, this does fit Mizraim. But I have constantly taught over and over that a lot of these curses are circular. You do this, and this will be the result. But you do this will be the result. And so, as a people, consistently, we have been disobedient. So, we're consistently dealing with not the favor part, but the curses of Deuteronomy 28. And so, yes, They went into Mizraim. Wasn't 400 years like Abraham talked about. And yes, they came back into Mizraim. But into, we went, you can say Babylon, they went into Babylon. The Persians, they constantly kept going into bondage. They kept constantly going into Egypt, bondage, lands of bondage. But now we've been here in the US over 400 years. And all of this right here, it fits now. This was not to us, but it was for us. Let me go down. I've highlighted certain ones. I just got through saying an eagle flies, but let's go down some more. And he shall bring back on you all the diseases of Mizraim. So the diseases that you had in Mizraim, he's gonna bring back to you. See, this the whole Deuteronomy 28 is said after the time that they spent. So it's not the 400 years, but again, this is after. So you bring him back into Mizraim, which you are afraid, and they shall cling to you. You're gonna have these diseases again. Is there a record of them going back to Egypt or Mizraim, the land over there, and having all these diseases? Here in America, we've dealt with all of this stuff again. The same teachers that say that this Deuteronomy 28 is not dealing with us, can they disprove this? And you shall be left with few men. You can look in these same teachers' congregation and you see that there are more women than men in their congregation, although you have become as numerous as the stars of the heavens. So we got a lot of people in Israel, but the women outnumber the men. Has become numerous as the stars of heaven because you did not obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim. And Yahuwah shall scatter you among all peoples from one end of the earth to the other. And there you shall serve other mighty ones, which neither you nor your fathers have known, wood and stone. Jesus is a broken or a corrupt comprehension of Yahusha. You got Allah, stone, Yahusha, the wooden cross, or Jesus, not Yahusha, excuse me, not Jesus, the wooden cross, because Yahusha was on a tree, on a staros. But let me keep going. I want to read the obedience side of Deuteronomy 28. Devarim, Deuteronomy 28. And it shall be, if you diligently obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim to guard, to Shamar, to do all his commands, which I command you today, that Yahuwah your Elohim shall set you high above all nations of the earth. Does this make us superior? No. But he has put in order us above all nations. This doesn't give us the right to have ego, but the thing is, we don't sit at the top. But this is what Yah has designed and put in place if we're obedient. This is his will. Whenever we even speak of claiming this, we're called racists, bigots, come on. But other nations can claim themselves to be the top, and there's no problem. There's a thing called white supremacy. And I tell you that those people are not white. The white class has always been on top. White has always been on top. But we ourselves have been told that we're black. We don't recognize that we are truly white. We are the whites. But people keep taking it for what they believe they see. They're looking for white far as a color, but not white as a system. Let me keep going. And all these favors shall come upon you and overtake you if you obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim. Favored are you in the city, and favored are you in the field. Favored is the fruit of your body. Abortions should not be occurring. Birth, if we stop with the abortion, the males would have the numbers. But no, they're dying in the womb. And the fruit of your ground and the fruit of your livestock, the increase of your cattle and the offspring of your flocks. Favored is your basket and your kneading bowl. Favored are you when you come in, and favored are you when you go out. Yahuwah causes your enemies who rise against you to be smitten before your face. They come out against you one way and flee before you seven ways. Yahuwah commands the favor on you in your storehouses and in all which you set your hand, and you shall favor and shall favor you in the land which Yahuwah your Elohim is giving you. Yahuwah does establish you as a set apart people. So we supposed to be segregated. Yahuwah does establish you as a set apart people to himself, as he has sworn to you, if you guard Shamar, the commands of Yahuwah your Elohim, and walk in his ways. And all peoples of the earth shall see that the name of Yahuwah is called upon you. But they just see us as cursed. And we keep claiming on the curse, calling ourselves black. Black. Nothingness. Blank. And they shall be afraid of you. And Yahuwah shall make you to have plenty of what is good in the fruit of your body, in the fruit of your livestock, in the fruit of your ground, in the land in which Yahuwah swore to your fathers to give you. Yahuwah opens to you his good treasure, the heavens, to give the rain to your land in its season, and to favor all the work of your hand. And ye shall lend to many nations, but you do not borrow. We some of the most debt heavy people there is. Come on. We're not supposed to be borrowing, but we in a position that we don't have no choice. We don't have our own freedom. We're not really free men. And Yahuwah shall make you the head and not the tail. Come on. Many of us in Christianity say this all the time. But if we don't recognize that in this land, we are the tail, we're not the head, we're not at the top level that he's established for us. And we will willingly accept being at the bottom. That's why I want to deal with the caste system and show that, when you say that you're black, you're accepting the position of the bottom. And Yahuwah shall make you the head and not the tail, and you shall be only on top and not be beneath. If you obey the commands of Yahuwah your Elohim, which I command you today to guard, to shamar, and do. And do not turn aside from any of the words which I am commanding you today, right or left, to go after other mighty ones to serve them. So let me show you again where we're supposed to be. Exodus or Shemot 19. And it says, and now, if you diligently obey my voice, again, obedience towards Yah, and shall guard Shamar, my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession above all the peoples. for all the earth is mine. He's setting us apart, but we want to be engrafted into everybody else. We don't want to be segregated. And you shall be to me a reign. We're supposed to share rulership with him, a reign of priests and a set apart nation. Those are the words which you are to speak to who? It's just Shama, Shema, Shema this, Shema this, Shema this, hear this. Speak to the children of Israel. Those are the words which you are to speak to the children of Israel. Hear me. Hear what I'm saying. You know, we've made this way more difficult than it has to be. You know, he's constantly showing us over and over who we supposed to be, what we supposed to be, not because of who we are, but because he who he says we are. We didn't do nothing special, but he chose us. The special thing comes when we walk in obedience and we believe what he said. Let's see. On here, I got I am. And on this side, let me see if I can get it on this. Let's see. It ain't showing up like I want to. But Ahia, Ashar, Ahia. You know, from Exodus 3:14. Many says, I shall be what I shall be, but I am that I am. Because he said so. We are his sons. Because he said so. Exodus 4:22. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. So, where I want to go now is the word negus. The first definition for it. It was used as a title of the sovereign, the ruler of Ethiopia. If we are royal priesthood and we're to reign with Yah, we are rulers. We are head, not tail. They got it made it, second definition, but negus, negus, negus. We don't know how to pronounce it, but if you change it, you change it up, niggas. Mocking. You could come on. You could play with words and change the meaning. You could put a spell on somebody by changing the spelling, changing the meaning. They put a spell on us. Let me keep going. Because look, Negro, they say it's a black person. But niggas just said that royalty, rulers, relating to black people. This is the English telling us what, it's changed a black person. But keep going. In Black's Laws Dictionary, the term black can refer to a person of African descent or parentage, often used to describe individuals with origins in any of the black racial groups of Africa. What is black? Black is not connected to any nation. That does not point back to any nation. This is them putting on them, basically, you can name, just like Adam had dominion over all the animals, so he named them. These people claim dominion over us, so they've labeled and named us black. And we've accepted it. It says it can also denote the dark color of the skin, indicating the presence of Negro blood. Negus, blood, which is equivalent to African descent. This dictionary is a comprehensive resource for legal definitions. So they playing law with us. They've made these into laws. And that's what binds us because we agree. We understand. We stand under the authority of this. We don't overstand. We understand. And you say overstand, they say that's not a word because they've defined the spelling. They've defined the words. And when you're playing by their rules, you've submitted to their control. You submitted to them their authority. So this dictionary is comprehensive resource for legal definition, providing authoritative meanings for various legal terms and phrases. You've given them authority. Let's go. Let me keep going. I'm gonna go to the etymology of black. English in Europe is not the oldest society. We come from the oldest societies. But look, Old English black. So it's from their length black. So this is after us. This term it doesn't date back to our time. So it's them putting this absolutely dark, absorbing all light of the colors of soot and coal, reconstructed to be from Proto-Germanic, again, European, black as, burnt. Sources also Old Norse, blacker, dark, Old High, German blah, black, Swedish block, ink, Dutch blacken, to burn, pot, from pie, bleg, to burn, gleam, shine, flash. Source also Greek, again, European, flagellant, to burn, scorch, Latin, flagere, to blaze, glow, burn. From the root blade to shine, flash, burn. From the Old English, from the black was to swart. The root produced Middle English, not Middle Eastern, Middle English, Blake, pale. Huh? Pale? Huh? Them palm skin people are the pale people, but uh, they telling us, okay, from Old English, black, bright, shining. When has black been bright and shining? Don't you see the twist? Glittering, pale. Huh? Shining in black in dark color. They don't go together. That's a twist. The connecting notion being perhaps fire, bright and burn, dark, or perhaps absence of color. All colors come from us. So to me, absence of color. You look at them the one absent of color. What? Them the black people. According to OED, Middle English is often double doubtful whether Blake means black, dark, or pale, colorless, wan, and livid, and surname Blake came from either one of pale complexion or one of dark complexion. They twisted it up. Did it come from one of pale complexion or one of dark complexion? Tricknology all day. Come on. But I'm a novice out here and stuff, so come on. They playing with you. But let's keep going. I'm gonna show you something. Show you something. I'm going here. Going here. Caste. One of the hereditary social classes in Hinduism that restrict the occupation of their members and their association with the members of other castes. A division of society based on the differences of wealth, inherited rank or privilege, profession, occupation, or race. Let's go here. I'm gonna hit something for you. Let me show you. All righty. Uh-huh. I got something for you. I'm gonna go over here to where I wanna show you something. Yeah. Mhm. Sharing my screen again. Boom, boom, boom. All right. The Hindu caste system. See, down here, that color that they call black, they call untouchables. Untouchables. The bottom of the list, the first, down here, what you see, let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. There you go. Untouchables. But the farmers and laborers, the impure caste, pure caste is up high. The top up here is the priests and the scholars. If we supposed to be a royal priesthood, we should be up here at the top. That come on. Exodus 19:5 and 6, royal priesthood. We should be at the top. But let me show you the trick on this though. Look at this. Boom, boom. See the black down there. Let me see. Let me see. That saying shows that Braham or the top part is the white part. Black part is the bottom. But this is based off the same system. Go back over here. The priest, the Brahmin. Look at that. Let me see if I can blow that up. Blow that up. Brahman. Let's go over here. And you see the top one, the white one, Brahman. It ain't clear, but you see that, right? Brahman, the priest. Let me stop that again, and I'm gonna go back and tell you what Yah. I'm gonna go back to what Yah said. Yeah, let me read it again. I'm gonna go back and tell you what Yah said, not what we didn't put ourselves there, but what Yah said, and I take what Yah said to be truth. He says in Shemot, Exodus 19. Context means everything, see. And now, if you diligently obey my voice and shall guard my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession above all peoples. He's not saying this to everybody. He's saying this to a specific people. If you obey me, this is where you're gonna be at. Now, I say as a people, we're not obeying him, so we're not in that position. But anybody else that's in that position he didn't set for them. He set it for us. For all the earth is mine, and you shall be to me a reign of priests. The Hindus call it a Brahmin. Kohen or Kahuna, Kohen is what we have heard the Ish people call that position. That's supposed to be us. And you shall be to me a reign of priests and a set apart nation. Those are the words which you are to speak to who? To the children of Israel. To the Christians? No. To the Muslims? No. To the children of Israel. To the Egyptians, the Mizrahims, to the Americans. No. To the children of Yasharal. That would include the Yahudim because they weren't divided at this time. Come on. All right, let me jump. See, I don't play around with chakra, but the top chakra, let me read this. Crown chakra, the white chakra, is also known as the crown. What do royal priests, royalty wear on top of the head? Or what is the top of your head? The top of your head is your crown, but the top. If you're not the tail, but you're the head, you're the crown. I don't play with this stuff, but you see, they know something white. The black in that caste system is the lowest. That's what they labeled us, the tail, the bottom. But the white chakra, also known as the crown chakra, is located at the top of the head and is associated with purity, enlightenment, and spiritual illumination. It represents the highest state of consciousness and is considered the gateway to higher consciousness. If we are sons of Yah, we would be at the top of spiritual illumination. The high priest would be over us, but we would be right there in purity and enlightenment. It represents the highest state of consciousness and considered the gateway of higher consciousness, bridging the individual self with the universal source. Who is the universal source? Yahuwah, which activated the white chakra. Chakra it symbolizes transcendence, spiritual cleansing, and a connection to the divine, promoting clarity and inner peace. We keep claiming that we black. We claiming the tail. Socially, we should be able to study that as long as we've been accepting these bywords and these labels over us, we've been messed up. Socially, when we've been disobedient, we've been messed up. But all of those Deuteronomy 28, when we've walked in obedience to Yah, favor has lasted and laid on us. In spiritual practices, activating and balancing the white chakra is believed to bring a sense of wholeness and clarity, facilitating spiritual growth and connecting with divine energy that flows through all things. The white chakra is often visualized as a white lotus flower, symbolizing purity and unity of all colors. All colors are in us, but man, I don't know. I don't mess around with chakras. But the thing is, I don't mess around with voodoo, but all of these things have a level of truth to them. I don't mess with stuff that I don't know how to handle. It's not for me to handle. A lot of stuff that we've labeled wrong and bad. Like, okay, when you look into the etymology of the word cult, it's right there from culture. If you divorce yourself from cult, you divorce yourself from your culture. The Hebraic culture, many of those things have been called. If you look into voodoo, you'll find out of many things that the priest did. They'll say, "Oh, that's voodoo." That's pouring out libation. Many of us in our areas that we live, when somebody dies, we pour out some liquor. That's pouring out libation, a libation offering. The priests do that. It's so many different things that we do and don't even realize. Some of our dances that they're really connected to us culturally. They're inside of us. Our DNA brings those things out of us. A lot of stuff we do that is considered Iga stuff is Niga stuff. But we just doing it inordinately. We're not doing it right. We perverted it. But these are things that we are supposed to do. Growing this beard is something culturally connected to us. But they want to have, you join any of their things that their organization, clean shaven. They want you to assimilate, not be set apart. You got to disconnect from your own heritage. Let me hurry up. You got to disconnect from your heritage, from your own people. And we don't see the problem. We are okay with assimilating or going along to get along. We don't like being segregated. But that's what set apartness is. They've tricked us already. Like I spoke with last time about the neighbor. Your neighbor was supposed to be Israel, your own people, because you're set apart. If you set apart, you're going to have three tribes this way, three tribes, three tribes. And in the center, the Levites. Ain't no other nations around you. So your neighbors were your people. But we don't study socially. We have not looked into the social aspects of our people. We can be on these social medias and see how we can learn how to move on that. But we don't understand our own culture of people socially. We are supposed to be the head, not because we did anything special, but because he said so. But we're so used to being at the bottom and we're accepting the terms that go with that. The terms and conditions of being at the bottom, we accept. We call ourselves what they say. If they name us any byword, we accept it. Are we coloreds? Are we African Americans? You two continents? We black. And then niggas, we reject that. We don't want to be labeled that because they made it into a mockery and a slander. It ain't connected to royalty, but that's what it originally was. They've tricked us. They've rewritten what is. That's why they was able to give us Jesus. It ain't wasn't no letter J. But whenever you talk about that, oh well, that don't matter. Okay, let me call you out of your name then. Okay, I'm gonna mispronounce your name intentionally, and you be okay with that. Okay, your name is David, but I'm gonna call you Dante. My name is Shanquilla. That's my name. Man, people don't call me Shankilla, Shanquilla, Shanzilla, all these other names, or they even shorten it, Sean. When I was younger, I was okay with that because I didn't like my name. But now I like my name. I'm like, what's so hard in calling me Shanquilla? Or if anything, call me with the last name that I was given, Carter. They make it like it's so difficult. You could say quilt, you could say quilla. It's not difficult. But people are lazy or they want to call you what they want to call you. They don't want to respect you to call you by the name that you were given. I'm Israel, Yasharal, and I was given the title of royal priesthood. So I'm a kahuna or a kahin, as they want to say it. And the one, Hindu, Brahmin. I'm a priest. And I have no shame in calling myself a priest. That's still English right there, priest. I'm a Kohen, but I'm in that position, especially in my home. But men don't want to accept that because they say, well, you ain't a priest. I don't have to be a priest over you. I'm a priest in my own home. You will not come in my home and disrespect my position. Yah established it. So why do we allow all these other nations to disrespect us? And why do we want to stay connected to these other nations like this when he said we're supposed to be set apart, obedient to him? Come up out of her. Come up out of her. And in that obedience, you'll see a change. Come up out of her. And in that obedience, you'll see him pull us away from this place and pull us back to our land to his rule and his dominion, so that his will be done on earth as it is in the Shamayim. Abiyah, thank you for the Shabbat. Thank you for this opportunity to teach. May some have grasped and got something from this. May iron sharpen iron. May your will be done. May they be able to get the context of the matter. And I'm okay with people not agreeing with me. I'm not the standard. But may some go forth and study for themselves just because they heard this. Not to follow after me, but to follow after you. So I thank you for that. Yada Yahuwah. Shabbat Shalom. Shanquil Yah. Shanquilla Carter. One Vision Ministry. Shabbat Shalom.